Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you want to call yourself. We decided to go early. Just wait till the final story. All I can say is, dinner. But, Nomad, you have some stories that you wish to regale us with.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, I do. Excuse me. We definitely have stories of which you may or may not have seen. Most of you probably have not even heard of these stories, right? Which is the reason why we're doing them. So we'll start with this one. All right. 5 million of ancient art dollars of ancient art destroyed in the Dallas Metropolitan Art Museum in an overnight break-in. 3 ancient Greek vessels were among the objects destroyed by the 21-year-old suspect. Now, 3 ancient Greek vessels, which I assume like pottery or things like that,
Yep.
isn't that $5 million right there?
You think so, yeah.
It's just kind of wondering about this. Right? A man broke into the Dallas Museum of Art on Wednesday night, caused roughly $5.15 million in damages, destroying property, including 3 ancient Greek objects, before he was arrested. Brian Hernandez, 21, approached the museum glass entrance doors with a metal chair at about 9:40 p.m. and began destroying objects once inside, the police said. Hernandez broke into a glass display case, shattered a 6th century BC Greek amphora, a type of ceramic vase, a Greek pot from 450 BC. The pieces together were valued at approximately $5 million. I think that they were probably valued higher than that. I think each one was valued at $5 million. Right?
Hey, dude, look, at least they weren't new. At least all he done was broke the old stuff, okay?
All right. Well, the whole line, because it's a 6th century BC Greek amphora. That's like 500 BC.
Yeah.
That's way old.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the question I have is why did he do this? He's also accused of destroying a 550 to 530 BC bowl valued at $100,000. If these things are only $100,000, how many bowls from BC, from 530 BC, are roaming around? These are priceless treasures, folks. Depicting an alligator gar slammed it to the ground, shattered it to pieces. All right. This was an isolated incident perpetrated by one individual acting alone, whose intent was not art theft or any objects on view. All right, the museum officials said in a statement. However, some works of art were damaged. If you pick it up and you slam it into the ground, shattering it. Yeah, okay. I think that
Yeah.
I think that we get the clue here. All right. The question is I still got the question, why?
Yeah.
Hernandez was read his rights and confessed to officers he was charged with criminal mischief of more than or equal to $300,000. Bail was not determined. Right? The museum noted that Hernandez was not armed. And you were wrong. He was armed with a frickin' metal chair that he used to bash into the place.
Yep.
So he was armed.
Yep.
A guard told police that Hernandez said he got mad at his girl, so he broke in and started destroying property.
Okay.
Do you think this guy should be tased?
Yes,
I'm just wondering, because it seems like this guy needs to be tased. Yeah. All right? I think this is a case of, dude, we're going to tase you for a while, and then we're going to take you over to the mental health people, because you've got problems.
Matt actually said it very accurate. He was carried away while yelling, "The Greeks know what they did." I'm actually okay. I'm okay with that statement.
His girlfriend was Greek.
Yeah.
Hi CSG, how's it going? Yeah, dude, these things are priceless, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but if I was a cop, tase. How's that feel, tase? All right, for what you've done, Taze. Look what you've done to humanity, Taze. I'm helping humanity out because I'm making you recognize humanity, Taze. Okay.
You do realise, okay, you actually found a use for tasers right there, okay? Not
I didn't say that.
crime.
I didn't say that there wasn't a use for tasers. I said that police in general shouldn't be carrying them. All right, because of how easy it is. That doesn't mean they shouldn't go to their car and pick one up after they got the guy handcuffed and sitting on the ground. Right?
Oh, hold up. I'm just going to put it up here. Historical artifact is not as valuable as you think. I had a letter from Washington to General B. Lincoln, thanking him for his service and taking possession of Cornwallis's sword. This is probably a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Then again, I mean, come on, that hardly counts as old. I mean,
that's 200 years.
Exactly.
All right.
Totally
this thing's like close to 3,000 years old.
Yeah.
There's a bit of difference there. Okay.
This is fair.
Not saying that the $30,000 for a letter from Washington, right, that was actually penned by Washington wouldn't be worth a lot of money, right? or doesn't deserve to be worth a lot of money. It does.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get on to the next story, shall we?
Okay. What up?
Attack on the Mona Lisa shows eco-activists are destroying their own movement.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Greeniacs and climate crazies. Thanks to your latest stunt, everybody hates you just a wee bit more and takes your cause a little less seriously. Smearing cake on the Mona Lisa? Really? All right, history's pretty small. Now, have you? All right, we're gonna go on to this for a little bit longer. Think of the Earth. People are destroying the Earth. The painting's attacker said in French on Sunday as he was being walked away. Yeah, so ruining an invaluable work of art is how we stop that. I guess that's what you call environmentalist logic. Step aside, military intelligence and jumbo shrimp. There's a new oxymoron in town.
Yep.
Create traffic jams to protest emissions, oppose fracking so we don't get to use the vital bridge of fuel for natural gas instead of oil, shut down zero-emission nuclear plants so that large countries such as Germany can or go back to burning coal. All right, everything environmentalists call for is counterproductive. It's almost like they're not clearly thinking. While they're holding their demented public displays as a mass psychosis. Yeah. All right, now this is not wrong. All right, these people are stupid. Okay, what are you thinking you're getting at? Right now, this is another case where the French gendarmes should have come in, work this guy over. Okay, be real blunt, right? And then tase. How you feeling? Invite the people, invite the crowd. Show us your activism.
Oh my God! I just worked out what was going on with him because of his smearing of cake. He was obviously a fan of that French bird. Let them eat cake. He's just providing it for the people to eat. That's
she was Austrian. Right, who became the queen?
Exactly, she's a French bird. There you go.
All right, these people are idiots. Okay, I mean, the Frenchmen do like to tase people a lot. Well, they had an opportunity where people would be cheering them on here. Okay, because I would have.
Matt actually got it right, by the way. Mona Lisa is number 4 polluter in the world. Few people know this. It's fair. It's pretty bad, the amount she provides.
Have you seen the Mona Lisa? Have you been to the Louvre or however they pronounce it?
Louvre.
Okay.
No, but I've not actually been inside it, but I've been directly outside it, and it was one of those do I don't I's, but I did end up not going.
I've actually gone inside of here and seen this, right?
Hmm.
And when I first read the story, I was like, "What the hell did you idiots do?" Right? Because when I was there, and obviously the way it is now, it's behind a glass protective area, right?
Yes.
And inside of that glass protected area, just so people know, all right, they don't have it's denuded of oxygen,
Yeah.
all right, to prevent any deterioration of the picture. Now, the picture is interesting. It's okay.
Hmm.
It's good art. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. Am I? It's it's not. It. I don't see it the way a lot of these experts see it. Right. I mean, I
Hmm.
appreciate it, but it's not. To me, it's like okay, hum hum. You know,
Yeah.
there's other things that Leonardo da Vinci did that I find far more, you know, far more useful.
Now,
Right.
question for you, okay? Based on this picture, you
Mm-hmm.
say you've actually been there and seen it yourself, yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. When you saw it, did she have a slight smile on her face, or was it completely blank?
No. No. It was a slight smile. You can see the
Thank
smile.
you. Thank you. Because apparently nowadays she's actually completely blank. You can't see a smile at all.
Well, that might
Yeah.
be the cake in the way.
No, seriously, it's a Mandela effect. Apparently nowadays, people that see it, there is absolutely no smile on their face. It's completely blank. I've always known it as having a bit of a smile.
No, it depends on how you look at the corners of the corner of the lips, right?
Fair, fair.
Yeah. Okay, enough of that story.
Hmm.
Oh yes.
This one's all you, buddy.
Unexplained tax revenue growth vexes the budget scorekeepers. The government is vexed getting more revenue. No, they're not. Okay? No, they're not. All right? The CBO's latest economic forecast is a head scratcher. No, it's not. They're wrong. Okay? It's the CBO. They haven't been right about anything. The
Hmm.
term unexplained doesn't appear too often in official government documents, unless you're dealing with possible paranormal events like UFOs, all right? Which Congress just recently had a thing on it. Yet the reference is sprinkled throughout the Congressional Budget Office's latest budget and economic outlook to describe the recent strength in federal tax receipts that's blown away prior estimates. It's called Tax Increases Are Killing Us. Okay?
Yes.
If you want to know one of the reasons why we have inflation, this is one of the reasons. Because we're being overtaxed. And even with this extra revenue, they don't even come close to fixing the budget deficit.
No.
Individual income tax collections for fiscal year ending in September 30th are projected to land at their highest level as a share of the U.S. economy since the advent of the income tax in 1913. All right. Overall federal tax revenue this year is expected to hit 19.6% of the GDP of America. In other words, 1/5 of America's GDP is stolen by the government, all right, to go into their coffers. And you guys think we overspend on military shit. Okay? It's not entirely unexplained. The CBO attributes much of the revenue growth this year and in the coming years to faster economic growth, higher wages. Well, that's true because of inflation. All right, profits also true because of inflation. All right, capital gains realizations also because of inflation. All right, from the elevated asset prices. Yeah, and yes, higher inflation. Every single one of these things is related to inflation. Okay?
Yeah.
But they can't figure it out. I don't know. Don't really know. How did this happen? Gee, I wonder why. Oh, not just about everyone I know had their tax filings rejected and then they received a bill You can't call the IRS to correct it. You have to make an appointment, and you can't. Which you also can't call for. Yes, Carl, I have heard about this because I've gone through an IRS audit. These things are no fun, and that's exactly the kind of catch-22 bullshit that you go through. Right? Where they come back and go, well, we want to see this and we want to see that, and you give them this and you give them that, and then you don't hear from them for about 4 weeks, right? While you're waiting to hear from them and saying, okay, whether that they accept this or that. It's a pain in the ass, right? It's really a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. But the Congressional Budget Office hasn't been right about any of the scoring that they've done, all right, since they were created. To them, ballpark, if it's a ballpark figure, well, if we were within 50%, we're good.
Wow.
And most of the time, they don't even meet that. Congressional Budget Office.
I remember back at school, they said you had to be very specific with your math. Apparently, no, you don't. That's what I'm saying.
Well, then we get in New York, we have a new person. We have a new thing to worry about. A serial shoe snatcher targets women in the streets. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, from New York, a serial shoe snatcher is stealing shoes off of women walking on the streets of New York City. The NYPD has said he has struck at least 3 times since the beginning of the year. The man takes one shoe and then flees, according to the cops.
Matt says it all. It wasn't me.
Yeah, I was going to budget. He takes one shoe, not the pair. He just takes the shoe and runs. Mm-hmm. There's got to be something more to this. On January 24th at 9 a.m., the suspect followed a 24-year-old woman into a mixed commercial residential building at 739 Utica Avenue in East Flatbush, Brooklyn, and removed her right shoe before taking it off. The victim was going up the street staircase on February 9th and in Grand Army subway station in Prospect Heights, Brooklyn, when a man ripped off her left Nike sneaker from her foot. The suspect then jumped into the train station, jumped the turnstile, and fled onto a train. And the woman's like, "What the hell?" All right. On May 24th at 12:15 p.m., this is noon, right? A suspect removed the left shoe of a 24-year-old woman inside the Rego Center. I tell you what, he's pretty good at identifying how old these women are, because every one of them is 24 years old. Yep. All right? Remove the left shoe. All right? The police are asking for the public's help to track down the suspect in these unusual robberies. Nothing against anybody, but tracking down the suspect of a shoe snatcher, you need to be getting ready not for criminal prosecution, but for the paddy wagon. It's time to take the guy to the little padded cell to find out just what the hell he's got going on. Yeah,
I'm not into kink shaming, but this guy needs help. Okay.
I can just see Atema's out on the town. She's not wearing her boots that she's referencing here. She's out on the town. All right, she's got the nice little high heels. That son of a bitch just grab out. She'd whip out the other shoe and just smack him in the back of the head. Like a skin.
I do not know why he's laughing. These do the same thing. This guy would get 10 foot. There'd be his whoop 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 noise, and that's the last thing he ever saw.
Like, take my shoe, will you? What the hell? Can you just picture a Tim on top of him beating him with a shoe? This poor guy. Oh my god.
Dude, I've been on the end of something similar to this. So yes, I can picture this very clearly. And it's horrifying.
Let me guess, you stole a shoe from B? No, you did something else.
Yes, I did. And I did.
Don't get me wrong. I can see B doing that to you.
Oh, yes, she was not happy when I would like, without going into too much detail, I wasn't a very young child when I did this, and I stand by what I did.
Okay. Since you're standing by that, you want to explain this? Chivalrous Charles, a sweet moment when the Prince of Wales blows a kiss to the daughter-in-law, Kate Middleton, to greet her at St. Paul's before keeping Harry and Meghan at a tactful distance. What, with his pole? They shoving him back on the pole? Back, you heathens! All right, in a carefully choreographed ceremony. All right. Now we can see this right here. This is the kiss. All right. I think we can. Can we play the video, or is it gonna let me play it? No, it doesn't look like it's gonna let us play it. That's fine. But you can see him, touch his lips and do this. Now the question I have here is Prince William ready to deck his father? Because it looks like you look at that face. He's like, you did what? Come one step closer, Pops. I'll put you on the ground.
All I can say is this: it's good to be king, or soon to be king.
I mean, how much taller is he than his father?
Actually, about a foot nigh on. So yeah.
I mean, he's quite a bit taller than his dad. I think that he could take his dad. and let's be honest, if he swung at his dad, I think Harry'd come over the rail and help. Right?
Yeah.
Just put it out there. Right.
Of course, it'd be really cool if they accidentally took out Meghan Markle while they was doing this.
Yeah.
Totally accidentally, of course.
Does that look like a face of someone who's like, "Hi, Dad, how's it going?" Or does that look like, "Dad, I'm gonna beat your ass"?
Yeah, try it again, Dad. I dare you.
I'm not sure what all these little medals or anything are for, but not that I care. Then, of course, they moved Dad clear to the other side of the street. All right. Mm-hmm. Where's Harry? Yeah, I don't see him anywhere in this picture. Nope. They got him underground somewhere now, don't they?
Oh, they should bury his wife, I tell you that. From Matt, every time I see Englishmen wearing red, I want to shoot at them. Must be blood memory. I wouldn't have a clue, mate. I'd be the one wearing red shooting your ass.
I think the only reason that the Queen is still alive, Susan, is the fact that she doesn't want to hand the crown over to Charles.
Yes.
I think she's invited Charles to a few subway trips in France. Here we go. Okay, there's a fellow in France I want you to go visit.
Yeah.
There's Harry somewhere in the crowd with other people. Look at Meghan.
Right at the back. Damn.
He doesn't look. He doesn't look happy, does he?
No.
But his ding-batted wife does. Woohoo! I'm here! I made it! I'm able to walk around Britain without being stoned to death. At the moment.
Yeah. Step outside, bitch. I double dare you. Let's see how long that lasts.
And this is another thing. You guys still carry these stupid wigs around? What the hell is this? For what purpose do you guys? Where did justice with wigs ever come about from? By the way.
Oh, actually, that I can answer. It was basically, if you notice, most wigs are actually the same. It's to show uniformity, to suggest that it's not the person doing it, it's the justice providing the judgment.
Why not have whole executioner hoods on? Because that's really what it's all about, right?
Yep.
Is that your standard way of doing these things?
And from a Tema, it's because of syphilis, apparently.
The Queen's too stubborn to die. Death knocks on her door. She tells him to bugger off. No, that's not what happens, Manny. That is what happens. Is did you get him yet? No, missed again. Get back out there. Try again.
Yep. To be honest, I reckon she's actually turned around to Death and said, "Have you got Markle yet? No, don't bother asking me to get her. Right. Ain't going."
Now we'll go to a different story. Former U.S. Marine gets 16 years in prison as a leader of a Mexican drug cell. This is from the San Diego Union Tribune. Angel Dominguez Ramirez, and yes, Maddie, I know I mispronounced it. All right, all right. Turned from a U.S. Marine to a leader of a Mexican drug trafficking cell that can be traced back to the night of November 29th, 1994. That's when he swerved to avoid hitting a deer on the back road in North Carolina and flipped his car off a bridge into water. He was seriously injured, forcing a medical discharge from the Marines and ending his dream of joining the Special Operations Unit. Even more devastating, his two daughters, ages 3 and 4, right, who were in the back seat, were killed. Okay. That's horrific. You know, outliving your children is a horrific event to begin with. But if this guy was trying to be part of a special operations unit and he couldn't figure out, I need to run the deer over to make sure the little Mary Lou and Cindy Lou are safe in the back. All right, you don't have the mentality of going into a special operations unit, dude.
Yeah.
Right? He has never made an excuse for the direction he took, only to say that after the accident, he stopped caring. He was numb, his defense lawyer, Nancy Schwartz, wrote in a sentencing memorandum. He didn't think or care about the consequences because he had experienced the worst. Dominguez, 50, was sentenced in San Diego federal court to more than 16 years in prison for what prosecutors characterized as his role as the unquestioned leader of the El Segundo. I'm not going to butcher it anymore. All right, 39, a drug trafficking organization known as El Seg 39, or simply the company. All right, included a vast network of people to transport and supply drugs for sale in the United States, as well as launder money in a reverse pipeline back to Mexico. All right. Now, I'll be honest with you, is something like that got, and I lost my kids, right? My wife, and I lost my family. I probably wouldn't give a shit either. Okay? All right, I can see that mentality. All right? Screw it. All right? It's a bit harsh that this happened, right? It doesn't surprise me also that it was, that something like this could happen, right? It's just that the way they wrote the story, he had a dream of being in special operations. No, he didn't. Okay?
Dude. Whoa, MC got it right. Your Spanglish is improving. Just saying.
My Spanglish. It hasn't improved enough, I can tell you that.
Let me guess, it's as good as it's going to get now, isn't it, dude?
It is. It is. All right. Now we're gonna kick off a series of stories that are theme related. All right, but this story, of course, the first story is it's not truly a story. It's not a real news story. No, it's the Babylon Bee. Lobster ready to tear a restaurant apart as soon as he gets these dang rubber bands off his claws. Bernard, Maine, Thurston's Lobster Pound, a popular seafood restaurant on the Maine coast, was put on high alert Friday after one of the lobsters in the live tank threatened employees and patrons with bodily harm. The only thing standing in the way of certain doom was a pair of thin rubber straps that kept the lobster from opening its claws. According to sources, Lord Clamarsh was taken from his ancestral lands after becoming trapped in a metal abomination crafted by the dark deeds of air breathers. His sudden disappearance reportedly left his land in chaos as his 8,043 children warred against one another for control. Mark my vow, air breather, I will tear this place apart as soon as I get these dang rubber bands off my mighty claws, squealed the lobster, known as Lord Clarmarsh, all right, in his lobster language. There shall be a great cry on the dry land, such as there's never been before, nor there ever will be again. The restaurant manager revealed that Lord Clarmarsh attempted to spark a shellfish revolt, but the other lobsters had grown docile with diminished hope. Join me, brothers and sisters! Let us cast off these rubber bondage and eat those who would dare to eat us! We shall make their homes desolate, their name a curse for all eternity! The lobster plan was foiled by Vincent Castle, a customer celebrating his 50th birthday. Oh, that one looks good, said Castle. Yeah, with extra butter, please! At publicity time, Lord Clarmarsh was delicious. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a lobster fan, but if the lobsters are truly rising in revolt, okay, can you start the revolt at DC? All right, not against you guys, but can you start it at DC? We'd be so much better off. All right, do you understand? We're willing to make deals with you guys. Start at DC or San Francisco. I'll settle for San Fran. All right, if you start the revolt there.
I thought Boston was like the lobster place for you lot.
Well, Maine is where they get caught. But there are plenty of lobsters in Boston as well. But yeah, it's start somewhere good. Now you notice that I'm not worried about this. I live in Arizona. If the lobsters are able to get to me, all right, color me impressed. Okay, just put it out there.
This is fair.
I'm not worried about the lobster revolt, folks. I'm really not.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, roving packs of robot dogs are coming to the moon. The Daily Beast. This is a real news story, folks. It's the year 2035. No, it's 2022. Okay. All right. You wake up and press a button that opens the blinds to your bedroom window, revealing the spectacular view of the Earth. No. That's it. That's not going to be happening. It's another morning on the moon as you start your day looking for oxygen. You know, that's your primary concern every day on the moon. All right? In one of the human colonies on the lunar surface, as you get out of bed, though, you hear it. The familiar whirring sound of actuators and the tip-tap of feet as your robot dog makes its way towards you. You pet the pooch before you two get started on another day exploring the moon. No. Okay. You're not going to pet your robot dog and go get him, Fido. It's not going to happen. This comes from the researchers at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Zurich and the University of Zurich and the Research Center for Information Technology in Karlsruhe, Germany. All right? Both have entered robot dog designs for the ESA's Lunar Polar Challenge. You know what? Look, guys. You know, I realize that the United States, as the United States, that we got to the moon first. We could lay claim to the moon, but if you Europeans want it, because you're going to infest it with robot dogs, have it.
I would just like it noted. I don't like the idea of robot dogs. I think we should have robot cat girls. Just saying.
Jensen, what have we said about cat girls?
That we're going to make them, and we can take over the world.
What was that meme you sent me with a cat girl just recently?
What
was the kid?
Where they stroked her and then she bit him. What's wrong with
Yes, that's where you pet the cat girl and she bites. I don't think we need these kind of cat girls, all right? So rogue robot dogs hump your leg. Oh my God.
I bet if I actually took a vote here and now with the people, the only ones that be sitting there saying they don't like the idea of cat girls would be Shirat.
Oh really? You think Atema's going to sit there and say cat girls, yay?
I reckon it bugs the hell out of Shirati, possibly.
The Russians put equipment on the moon, all right, before we did, and the aliens built a base there. It's already so.
Yeah, no, that's actually fair. Yeah. And everyone knows the Transformers were already on the dark side of the moon.
Yeah, that's true. Meanwhile, on Earth, dolphins are dying in the Black Sea and may be casualties of war, scientists say. Really? Okay. Dolphins burned from bomb or mine explosions. Several thousand suddenly found dead, washed up on the coast of Bulgaria, Romania, Turkey, and the Ukraine. The sudden and mysterious death of so many of the elegant marine mammals is raising alarm among scientists that the war in the Ukraine may be taking a growing toll on the life in the Black Sea. Now, are they depth charging freaking... Are the Russians running around going, that could be a Ukrainian sub. Get the depth charges ready. Is that what's going on?
Sounds like it,
All
yeah.
right. I'm having a hard time believing that the Russians are roaming around the Black Sea bombing the dolphins. Okay?
Do you see what I mean about how they're trying to put all this thing against the Russians? They're even saying that they to get rid of the dolphins because everyone's supposed to think dolphins are cute. See, it's pure propaganda.
Well, no, I can believe some of this stuff because the battle waged on Ukraine's coast may have done untold environmental damage and interfered with the dolphins' habitat. Now, I think that some of the battles could be leaking all sorts of chemicals into the environment. That I do believe, and that could be causing this. But the way they made it sound, it was like they're out there bombing the dolphins. Right? They're putting freaking, they're launching mines out there in the feeding areas of the dolphins to see how many they get. Right? I remember when tuna went. I miss when tuna became dolphin free.
Fair.
All right. The Turkish Marine Research Foundation reported in March an extraordinary increase in dead dolphins washing ashore there. It is said that the dolphins were being caught in fishing nets and... Now wait. All right. If they're washing up dead but they're caught in fishing nets, that's not the same thing as being depth charged by the Russians. Okay?
No. Actually, Shirati's right about one thing. There'll be less raping dolphins this way.
Well, these ones are on that coast. The real rapey dolphins are all on the coast of France. I don't think that changes anything.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. Two stories left. Alaska woman ejects an evading possum from a Brooklyn bar. Time to watch the story. All right, so this is a possum walking into a bar in New York, and this woman just grabs a little. Look at this thing.
That is an ugly creature.
That right there tells you what possums are like, folks. Now the first question is who let this thing in? Okay, this is not a small critter. All right, and considering how easily she grabbed it by the scruff of the neck, it's not that elusive either.
No. Are you trying to say who let the possum out? Is this what you're doing? We're making a new version of the song. Okay, cool.
Are you sure that she wasn't trying to rob the place with a possum?
Most people use guns. Just saying.
It is New York, and then you just let it go in the street?
Yeah.
And then people cheer. Are you insane?
Yes.
An Alaska woman became a hero in a New York bar when she calmly and efficiently ejected a possum that had wandered into the establishment. Video captured at Temkin's bar. You know why they kicked the possum out?
He didn't buy a brand of drinks?
No, it didn't have a mask on.
That's going to be things, yeah.
Anyway, all right, the video captured at Timken's bar in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, shows customers panicking as the possum runs around on the inside of the bar. Chris Egan, all right, who recorded the footage, said a female customer named Sarah Fulton stepped forward and said, "Hold my phone." Now, with all due respect, it should have been "Hold my beer, lady."
Oh, yeah.
You had a great opportunity. opportunity here. Hold my beer. All right, I'm from Alaska. All right, Egan's video shows Fulton calmly walking over to the possum, grabbing it by the scruff. All right, and carrying it outside. All right, Fulton said she is no stranger to wildlife. I'm from Alaska, and I used to go camping with black bears hanging out at my campsite. I think it was just instinctual. What, you grabbing black bears by the scruff and carrying them outside? This is this is one tough old broad.
Yeah.
Gotta give her credit, though. Bartender Rachel Bessemer said everyone else in the establishment had been panicked and unsure of what to do about the invaded animal. It's New York. Why did you all get guns? You all got guns. Come on, let's be honest. Right? Why didn't you shoot it?
Yep.
If you're that afraid of it, well, just shoot the damn thing. Fulton said she does not see herself as a hero. They're like, you're a hero. You're a celebrity. I'm like, what?
Yep.
But I have to realize I'm not in Alaska, and that's not something you see every day. Granted, I'll grant you that.
I did not know that possums were actually amazing in Alaska. So
I don't think there are possums in Alaska. I could be wrong. They tend to be down southwards warm.
actually, no, I can tell you why they're not up in Alaska. Because she came from there and they're all too scared of her.
Well, I think
that's why they buggered off down south.
It also could be the fact that there's lots of other. She mentioned black bears. Those aren't the bears you worry about in Alaska. I will admit that. All right, Yogi.
To be honest, dude, could you imagine if you saw her grabbing a Kodiak bear by the scruff of the neck?
Get out of there! I tell you what, if she did that, I wouldn't mess with her. That's somebody you would go, okay, we got to take her down. We're gonna need some tactical nuclear weapons here.
Yeah, she's from where she is. How about this? That dude who goes around nicking shoes tries it on with her. I bet he don't get on so well. I'm serious.
I don't know, because the guy that's nicking shoes, you're like, he's only taking one shoe.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just trying to imagine the expression on his face when she shoves a possum up his ass.
Well, that's true. Black Sea, black bears, that's racist. Okay.
Oh my god, there are possums in Alaska. Wow.
Really? I've never. Possums are, for one thing, I think it was pretty obvious. Them things is ugly.
Yeah.
Okay, they are the only marsupial, I believe, in North America, which is an unusual creature in and of itself. But them things is ugly. Even the small ones, they're ugly.
Yeah.
You can almost say that every animal when it's born, every mammal that's born is cute when it's young. Can't say that about a possum. They're the exception that proves the rule, right? You know how there's always an exception for every rule? That's the exception for that rule, right? It's possum, because there's no way to make that cute.
Yeah.
All right, on to the final story. Final story of the day. Sunbather bitten by wild boar on packed Costa Blanca beach. Moment the rampaging animal charges out of the sea is caught on camera as onlookers scream and run for cover. Female sunbather was injured after being bitten by a wild boar in Spain. Footage shows locals and tourists screaming and taking cover as the boar runs. It is thought to have come from the nearby Sierra Gelda Natural Park. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And for some reason, now the page is unresponsive. Don't give me this! Show me my page! Now I'm going to sit there. Look at this thing. Just when you want to show the people the animal.
See the pig. Exactly.
All right.
People must be hungry.
All right. Well, I don't think the people are hungry. This ought to be good. What do you mean, wait?
Grr.
Oh, what the hell did you... Stupid thing.
I'm blaming you.
All right, go ahead, blame me.
Okay.
Can we watch the video? You
If
gonna
we
let us
get to
watch
see it, it's actually a pretty terrifying little pig. Here we go. I have to, I'd just like to say to everyone here, when you look at that picture, do you imagine a barbecue on the beach? Because I know I do.
Well, but a pig barbecue takes 24 hours to cook them right. You know, I mean, these things are not done.
Dude, that means you've got 24 hours to hit the all the various pubs and clubs, and then come out and get your food. What is your problem?
A female sunbather was injured after being bitten by a wild boar, which rushed out of the sea in the Costa Blanca beach. Footage shows locals and tourists screaming and taking cover. It didn't look like they were taking cover and screaming. It looked like they were chasing the damn thing. All right, that's what it looked like to me. As the wild boar runs over their towels along the beach, lifeguards managed to chase the animal away from the beach and the crowded seafront bars and cafes before it caused any more problems. Emergency responders were alerted just after 11 a.m. at the El Albir Beach, just north of Benidorm. Benidorm?
Yeah.
All right. The animal was spotted in the water by boat crews who tried to Okay, you see the damn thing swimming in the water? Leave it alone! Why are you trying to catch it? Why? Right? You know the sharks and the barracudas that are out there probably are looking for a snack, right? Better they snack on that than the stupid human on the shoreline, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Battle pig.
Battle pig. While it's not known how the animal ended up in the sea, all right, it is thought to have come from the nearby Sierra Gelda Natural Park, which consists of over 5,000 acres of coastline, which stretches through the Benidorm, Alfaz del Pi, and Altea regions. Right, the boar rushed out of the water while tourists were sunning themselves and enjoying the weather. Lifeguards sounded the alarm as the wild animal ran around the beach in the South Spain, terrorizing sunbathers. These sunbathers don't look like they're too terrorized. They seem like they're terrorizing the animal. All right, let's be honest here. All right, look at this guy. He's terrorized. Yep. Look at this lady chasing it. All right, I don't think that. I think we got the wrong words here. I don't think they did a good job with the story. Well, maybe this is what they meant by terrorizing the beach. But anyway.
Okay, I just want to say it, alright. I've now got the mental image of a 5-year-old child wearing a spiked hat, sitting on its back, riding it around, screaming, "Battle pig." Okay, I'm just saying, I can picture this in my head. And the worst part is, there's a good chance it's me doing it as a child.
Yeah, the boar collided with a woman and bit her. All right, though it's not known whether the bite was intentional, said the medics who treated the injured woman at the local health center. The nationality of the 67-year-old woman, all right, the only person who was injured is not known. Medics cleansed her leg injury as a precaution, telling her to take antibiotics to prevent infection. Well, yeah, normally when you get bit by a wild animal, they want you to take all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Like, if they haven't given you antibiotics, they're busy giving you other shots, like tetanus and everything else. All right? The animals are leaving their natural habitat in the countryside to look for food. Now, that I believe. I do believe the pig was on the beach going, humans will leave snacks for me here. All right? I can see if it was on the beach. My question is, what was it doing in the water?
It's after one from the water, I reckon.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
From Matt. Oops, we saw barbecue sauce on it. I am okay with his suggestion right there. Just saying.
Right. The officials in the Denia placed cage traps at points around the city to try and reduce the number of wild boar. The cages were fitted with cameras to enable town hall chiefs to keep count on the amount of wild boars captured and avoid people getting trapped by mistake. Okay, if the people are getting trapped by mistake, treat them like they're the animals, okay? Alright? Just put it out there, folks. If you're putting together the friggin' Acme trap and the human goes, that looks like a banana, and wanders on in, okay? They need need to go as well. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. All right. In fact, if you're putting cameras in there to avoid people getting trapped by mistake, what you should be doing is putting the traps out there with cameras, and if people get trapped by mistake, you should be putting it up on social media. Okay? You need to make money out of these things somehow. This would be a perfect way.
Nomad, random YouTuber has the right idea for dealing with this pig. Tigers eat boars, so release the tigers. Yes! I utterly support releasing the tigers.
I have this feeling that the boars would still be around. I don't think that the I'm filtering out the population. Oh my goodness. The local counselors said that the cages have not worked. No shit, really? Gee, it's almost like the pigs are smart. Right? I don't know if you've ever raised animals before, but one of the smartest creatures you can have on a farm are those friggin' pigs. And they will get out. Period. And you will be chasing them on the hottest day of summer through the cornfields. I know! I've done this. It sucks. Okay? They wait until there's no freaking wind, the humidity is about 90%, alright, and then they escape, they make their mass escape, and you end up chasing 10 or 15 of these things through a freaking cornfield. It sucks. Okay? And they're having a great time. While you're chasing them, they're having the time of their lives. They're not even stressed. They're like, hey, this is cool. It's finally when they get tired because you're like, oh, that's it. I've had enough, right? When you're out there all cut up and everything else and scraped up from those freaking corn leaves, that's when the big go. Okay, we'll kind of go meander our asses back. It's a pain in the ass, man. Mm-hmm. What was this? Matt Barkley, even bigger tigers, and Jenson will spend more time eating tiger afterwards.
What? Personally, I think if you can use any gun for shooting them, use a Barrett A2. Because let's be honest, if you shoot a pig with Barrett and the pig's still going, there is something freaking wrong with you.
I love this. Right, the local counselor said the cages had not worked. Right, the boars continue to eat farmers' crops, cause traffic problems, mess up golf courses, and in the worst case scenarios, attacking humans. The plan to use arrows as weapons has been drafted because bullets are forbidden.
Wow.
How about, they do have a police force, don't they?
Yeah.
The police force are, I've seen them. They're armed. They're pretty heavily armed, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're armed better than many militias that I've seen.
Dude. I like this arrow idea. You shove a ballista on the back of your cart, you shoot the damn thing, you've got 2.5 ton mobile kebab. I think this is brilliant. I like the idea.
Alright, yeah, okay. Barcelona resident Javier Bosch, right, said that he was bitten by a wild boar near the city's amusement park after going with his family to stargaze. You go to an amusement park to stargaze? What do you do in Europe? What do you consider an amusement park?
Why do you think England left these people alone and got away from them? We had our reasons, dude.
Maddie, I don't think unleashing the robo-dogs is the answer. Okay? I just don't think that's... That's just what you need. Robo-dogs and moonboars.
That actually sounds like an anime right there. Really does.
Don't, Jenson. Don't take suggestions like this. But you go to an amusement park to stargaze. I've never heard of that happening. No.
No.
Right? It says that the Population of wild boars has exploded across Europe, with the latest estimates now surpassing around 10 million of the animals across the continent. You know what they could use for bait for these things?
Yes, but I bet you're not going to say the same thing as random YouTuber did.
What did he say?
Fill the beach with landmines, kill the boars and the fatties. I'm thinking
No,
fat
no.
people with food. No? Oh, okay.
No. I was thinking environmentalists. I think
okay
there's
with that.
I think there's some Extinction Rebellion people that need to meet the boars. Look,
Yeah.
you can celebrate the expansion of these wild creatures that are expanding throughout the thing.
Yep.
That's what happens when you ban farmers from owning guns. Duh.
She's not wrong.
No, she's not. Critters are wild critters are always looking for farms because, well, quite frankly, that's where the food is. You think animals are stupid? You know?
Yep.
Why do you think elephants roam around and attack farmland? For the same freaking reason, right? It's the same reason I think that.
Waiting for them. Yeah.
Okay, that was the final story, Jensen. Unless you have something else that you need to bring up.
No, I think that pretty much covers it. Though I don't think there's anything to beat that high-speed pig. Though you got to admit that would still be as funny as all hell to see now, wouldn't it? And just to give everyone a chuckle, now imagine that on the beach, half a dozen of them released on the beaches of California.
Making deals with the meth squirrels.
Oh God, that's a horrifying thought.
The wild boars have made a deal with the meth squirrels.
Random has just said, "Hey Nomad, I hear a big chicken factory went up in flames. I think it was a colonel. It shot me." Yep, I'm okay with that as a concept.
I do know that there's a number of egg factories that are burned to the ground, but anyway.
Yeah. In that case, ladies, gentlemen, and whatever else you want to call yourself, thank you very much for coming out and listening to the absolute insanity that is our show. And no, there was only one.
Hold on, I gotta say this, Maddie. Wait till extinction people glue themselves to something again and set the boards on them.
I like it.
The plans in the chat.
We're not evil, we're just inventive. Alright, thank you very much, people. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.